Ciao Tesla people. Today I'm going to do a charge. I'm going to the Wiwa charging station here in Sulmona because tomorrow I'm going back to Florence. I have a 400-kilometer trip and I'm going to charge to 95% because I want to stop only once. And I don't think from here to Rome there are any stops to make. There is a Supercharger in Carsoli, but I've never been there. But I wanted to stop after that near Rome. Anyway, we'll do the Supercharge talk number 7, I think. I have to check. And we'll talk about lots of Tesla news there have been in the past couple of weeks. Okay, so come with me and let's hope that everything goes right because something changed in my monthly subscription with A2A provider, charging provider. Let's see how it goes. So I got it here to the Wiwa charging station. Now I finally got the right spot. There is another Tesla here, which is very uncommon. And then there was a Peugeot. I think it was the E2008 or something like that on the other charger. Hopefully this charger, they don't split the power speed because this guy, the other Tesla just parked beside me. Let's see. So now I am at 64%. I will charge to 90 because tomorrow I have a 400-kilometer trip. So it's charging only at 42%, 42 kilo. That sucks. But unfortunately, that's how it's supposed to be because I'm already at 64%. So anyway, that's the problem. I wish I had less so I could charge it faster. Anyway, let's do the Supercharge talk number 6. Let me check a second. I think it's number 6, but maybe I'm wrong. I wanted to be sure because I wanted, so you and playlist. It should be number 6. Okay. So the charging is going. So good. So anyway, let's do the Supercharge talk number 6. So the first thing that I wanted to mention is that the software update, I'm up to 2024.8.9, but the next one is going to be huge because next one is 2024.14. There is going to be a huge change because Tesla decided to change the user interface, and the car that usually is beside here is going to take the whole user interface. It's going to be good. I saw already some screenshots of some usage, and for example the region that is going, the region is here is going to be down here on the left side. Also they changed something about the charging, a bunch of things in the navigation and trips, and a bunch of other changes. They're very welcome. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is that they enabled FSD in the US for a month for free, but then they lowered the monthly fee to $99 for FSD. And the other thing that I didn't hear mentioning, that Tesla is going to license FSD to other car manufacturer. It looks like some other OEM are very interested. So that's another business for Tesla. Also, big news was the Robotaxi announcement from Musk that they're going to announce on August 8th. And that's going to be seen what's going on there, because if you think about it, so the platform should be the same as the 25K new Tesla. They're working on it. But for the Robotaxi, it all depends on regulations. I think in the US there are 3 or 4 cities that allow Robotaxi. Robotaxi means there is no driver. The car drives itself. But regulation is key, because without regulation you cannot put this car on the streets. And so if the regulation are not there, not even mass production can be done, because how do you produce a car that cannot be put on the roads? So I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting what they're trying to achieve and what their plans, because I think the priority should be on the 25K car, because they share the same platform, which means if you do a 25K car, you put it on the road, hundreds of thousands or millions of people buy it, and so you have to ramp up the production too. And then at that point you prove to everybody that FSD maybe works still on that car, not only in the US, but for example in Europe and Asia, where smaller cars are the norm. If I can show you here, they are all small cars, okay? Here, I'm in Italy. So, and here the EV percentage is very low. It's like 4%. We are last probably in Western countries, especially here in Europe. So if you prove that 25K EV works, and maybe you can add FSD, it would be great. And then you move to Robotaxi, probably where is regulation can work. Okay. And then software update UI, I mentioned it. Oh, and then there is a huge supercharger, probably the biggest in the world, in Florida. They have 200 superchargers. And the thing is, not many people mention it, but to power this supercharger, they install, or they are going to install, 4 Megapacks, which basically means that that location becomes a virtual power plant. And I'm pretty sure that they're planning to do that, in a sense that the supercharger with 200 stalls, it won't be full all the time, which means you have these Megapacks full energy. They most likely will install even solar. So basically you have a virtual power plant on that location. And this kind of virtual power plant with Megapacks, they make a lot of money, because I remember there was a project in Australia, and they recouped the expense of, I think it was in the millions of dollars. They recouped the expense in 1 year only. So that's a huge thing. Also, they release here in Europe a Tesla rear-wheel drive long range, which has a 76 kilowatt-hour battery with the NMC, and it does 600 kilometers. So this is pretty cool. It's a very interesting release. And then there are a bunch of price changes in the US, here in Europe. They allow now they allow more people to use superchargers here, especially in Europe. They reduced the cost, the monthly fee. I think there was a 10 euros or 9 euros per month, in addition to pay per use. So it's going to be interesting. This but the most interesting thing, I hope soon they will release this new software update. the 2024.14, because there are a bunch of changes which are very interesting. I wish they are going to add swipe to drive, the shift to drive thing on the screen, even if you have stocks, because I would prefer that to be used. It's much more intuitive. Anyway, these are all the news that I had for now. And hopefully this new software UI is going to be released soon, because I'm just eager. I saw some videos. I'm eager to. FSD in Europe, not sure when, probably next year, because I think they are going to approve a regulation this year. It's going to be interesting. A very different, behavior here in Europe compared to the US, where here in Europe we have a lot of, streets that are not straight, while in the US, in many cities, they are just straight. I live in the US, so I know how they are. So these are the news for this time, for this Supercharged talk, which is not a Supercharged, it's a Wiwa. These guys, they left the car to charge. Anyway, I'm charging at 50 kilowatts, which is good. So I'm 71%, and I'm charging to 95%. Tomorrow I have a 400 kilometer drive, mostly highway, to Florence. So I'll see you in a bit when I'm done with charging. So something happened for the first time. Someone came to me to ask about the car and about EV in general. Basically, he wanted to know how the car is, how many kilometers you can do, and what's the cost. So he was surprised because I told him, well, if you charge your home, and he had the chance to charge your home, you basically pay the same fee that you have for your house. So it's very cheap, very cheap compared to the chargers here. So I explained to him that the chargers, they changed the fees and they increased a lot. So it just needs to sit down and do some, calculations and see if it's good for him. But when I told him that there is no annual fee for the car, there is no maintenance. He's doing a lot of kilometers, so he was interested in that, because he was paying he said he paid like 800 euros a year for maintenance, because he does lots of kilometers, of course. Then I told him about the new Model Y, 600 kilometers. He was very interested. And that's it. So first time that happened something to me to a charger. The guy beside me with the Model Y laughed. He came probably to do some shopping, whatever. Anyway, interesting. First time happened, so pretty cool. Now I'm 94%. I'm charging up to 95. It's charging at 26 kilowatts, very slow, unfortunately. And then he asked me how long would it take to charge, and I told him, it depends on how this charges the battery, the percentage. So I told him, if you are lower, the speed is faster, and if you are higher, like in this case, is slower, of course. And I told him, it depends on how much you need to. Anyway, I'm at 95%. It's done. Let me unlock the port here. And so it doesn't tell me. Okay, it didn't tell me how much did I charge. Let me see if the app. Oh yeah, so the app says I charged 28.4 kilowatt hour, and it lasts 40 minutes. Okay, 28.4 kilowatt hour, 40 minutes. That's okay. You know, I was already at 63, so it took a while, you know, as I mentioned before. Anyway, this Supercharged talk number 6 is done. I charged. Tomorrow there is a 400-kilometer trip, mostly highway. Pretty cool. Anyway, please check my Tesla referral in the description. If you buy a Tesla or if you want to do a test drive, use my referral. And check out all the links about the accessories that I installed on my Model Y. It will help a lot the channel. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, will help me a lot. Turn on notification if you're already subscribed. And I'll see you on next video. Ciao Tesla people.